Okay, let me. Okay. Um, let's begin. So, I will start with the basics.
Yeah.
Graveyard, né, your band, has been around almost 2 decades. How do you evaluate your journey since the band's formation in 1906,
How
1906?
how I evaluate
The beginning, like the beginning until now.
yeah.
How do you
How I what?
how do you describe
Oh,
the band
yeah.
since the beginning?
Okay, yeah, I get it. Like I
It's just
remember I read an interview by Graveyard from the time when I was not in the band, and the the interviewer asked like if there was one song that could like describe the band, and I think it was the old drummer who said "River deep, mountain high," and I thought that made really good sense, and I could probably that's still true. I think the whole journey has been like that, you know. Uh, Lots of highs and lots of lows, and but it's incredible how long it's been going now, and like that we're still around and like doing this. It's really cool. I'm happy about it. I'm proud of
yes,
it.
yes, the music, the band, né, there's a sound that reminds me a time when I was younger. Then I love at that time blues. I already see B.B. King, and I like this kind of music. So
Yeah.
I think the people need this type of music that our band
Mhm.
it's playing now. It's very comfortable, and it's from the heart. It's
Yeah.
very nice. I love it. So let me see the second question. It's
Mhm.
a basic questions. I have ones more interesting at the last one.
Mm.
Uh, what motivates you to create graveyard? I think you already responded the question, and I will ask you how did the idea of mixing hard rock, blues, and like a psychedelia came about? This mystery, this kind of blues, rock and roll, and a kind of 17th music.
Yeah. No, but I think it was like lucky because we were in Gothenburg, which is a pretty small city, and early on I found a group of people who was into the same kind of music, you know, and it was that sort of late 60s, early 70s rock and roll music, and we were all, you know, just jamming and like jumping between bands and like starting small bands, and I think there was an album like by Fleetwood Mac. It's called "Then Play On." Sort of was really important, I think, in the formation of Graveyard, and you know, also, and obviously a lot of like bigger like Sabbath and Zeppelin and like Pentagram and all that. But I think we bonded a little bit over Fleetwood Mac and that sort of blues, that their sort of blues that they did, but it's kind of psychedelic a little bit, and like always with that guitar tone is really important. Like not too much distortion, you know. You can like go a little goes a long way.
Yes.
So yeah.
Okay, thank you. And I'm reading because I'm not so good in interviews. I'm a newer. Um, which artists or bands have influenced the graveyard sound? You already respond this. So, the new album, the sixth, né? Sixth album, the new album.
Mhm.
Uh, it's to have a vibe more introspective and blues heavy sound. What inspired this change? This change of the last album?
No, I mean
A little bit.
it's a the year, like we the album we did before that, we toured like a lot. We toured for like 2 years, like almost constantly. And we did the last show we went on a big tour with Opeth in early 2020 in the United States, and we played the last show on that tour was in early March of 2020. So all the way up there, we've just been going all the time. And then we came home early March of 2020, and like just 2 days after we came home, the lockdown happened and everything. Our schedule was just like wiped clean, and all of a sudden we just didn't have anything to do, which was a really crazy shift like that from just like constantly traveling and playing to like all of a sudden like just nothing, having like just silent, and we were out in the country and uh, having nothing really to do, and all this like lots of emotions and thoughts that had been pushed to the side for a long time came up. And I think that's inspired the album, like all of a sudden you're alone with your thoughts after a long time of just going and hard, and then you start to, yeah, stuff happening in your body when you're calm and it's like quiet and you don't have anything to do, so a lot of that inspired the album. So that it
Okay.
makes sense you say it's introspective, because that's what you have time for there. Yeah. So there was that era.
What's hard here too? It's like it's not a good year. It's not a good 2 years actually.
No,
That
we were
it
lucky,
was
fortunate
was
over
like
here. Yeah, it was crazy, but we were fortunate here in Sweden, and like in where we were, we could like be. There's not too much people, so it didn't really affect us so hard, like personally. But it was quite the quiet of it, like made an impression on the album how it came out, I think.
yes. I think I understand. I at the time I was in south of Brazil, in
Hmm.
a small city with the kids. So it's like it's not many people. So it's more the country
Yeah.
of Brazil. So it's more like introspective. You
Mm.
became introspective. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I understand the
Mm.
feelings of the album.
Yeah.
So did the post-pandemic period influence the album? Uh, you already respond that. How was it to compose and record in such different contexts? Everything changed after the COVID.
Yeah.
So how it was like recording with the precautions, the changes,
Mm.
a lot of people lose their parents, their loved ones. So there's must been have a lot of difficulty in how it was the first time that you returned to the studio
Mm.
after
Well,
the
we were lucky enough to like nothing. We weren't affected so much personally, but it was of course you had the uncertainty of the future. Like it wasn't really, we didn't know, like we didn't have it, like we didn't know when we were going to go on tour. So we like when like why it was like some doubt coming in, a little creeping in a little bit, like, well, is there a point in doing this? Like, can we like, we are we gonna be able to play live even, like, in, or like, so. And then there was like, what happened a lot for us was that uh we would have like, okay, let's go in the studio this week, and then someone got like started to sneeze, like a sneeze or something, and then like, stop
um,
everything, like everyone has to run home and like quit, like. So a lot of sessions in the studio just got canceled because because someone got like a little sick or so, or someone's child got sick, or someone like got a phone call like, oh yeah, my mother is sick and you met her last week, didn't you? And like, okay, let's call it off and go home. So it just took forever. Yeah.
Yes, I understand. Here in Brazil, it's like almost that like way.
Mm.
You went to work, so I can work today because my child was
Mm.
sniffing. So oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah.
And all the time doing the tests, to
Mm.
travel to festivals. I went to Hellfest 2022, the first one after the COVID. So the people are crazy because it's like air, it's
Hmm.
great.
Yeah.
So I got the COVID in this festival, so that's okay.
Yeah.
And my first question, it's the graveyard is known for its intense live performances. How do you prepare your set list for the shows, for the great performances?
Yeah, well, sometimes it different. Like, we try to look at how long our set time is a little bit. Like, if sometimes we play festivals and it's like you have 50 minutes or something, and we try to like keep it more short and like. And sometimes we have longer set, like, oh, you need to play 90 minutes or something. So that will change how we build the set list. Like when we play longer sets like 90 or 70, 80, 90 minutes, that we like to push, the we would like the shows to be a little bit of a journey, like with ups and downs. So we usually start out kind of like energetic and then do like a couple of songs like that, and then we like to like bring it down a little bit and like space out for a bit and then like take it up again in the end, so that it's like dynamic like that. um And then when we were on tour and we played night after night, we sort of, the set lists also sometimes changes because like someone like, oh, before this song we need to like do a slow song here so that we can have the energy like at the end of the shows, also a little bit like that. But yeah, it's but then also when we're on tour we see people's reactions between, like, sometimes there's like a magical combinations of songs that work really well together. Like we do this one song right after that and people will like really respond well or be happy about that and be like, okay, let's keep doing that. Or yeah, and then sometimes we just switch up songs, like because we need to not we need it's more fun to play something else one night. Or so it's a little bit from day to day. But we have some songs we always play, and we have some songs that we really like to open the set with, and we usually have like end the set with a certain song. And yeah, that's yeah, it's different from day to day.
Oh yes,
Mm.
it's great because it was the same set list. It's become like, oh, okay, the same.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like nice. It's that the emotion, the fan, like you went to a concert. So oh my gosh,
mhm.
which music they are playing tonight?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it's very nice. So you are returned to Brazil in March 2025. What can fans, we are fans, can expect from these shows?
Well, you can expect like all the classic tracks that that we've made, and but we always push it like a little further than you hear on the record. We try to keep like the songs are like true to the record, but there's always a little bit more fire in it when we play live. There's and we respond to like whatever the audience like gives off. Like we feed off of the energy of the people that are there. So don't be shy to like ask us about songs that you want to hear, or like on Instagram or something, or just shout it out in the room and maybe we'll play it. Who knows? But
Great.
I think
Nice to hear it.
we're I think I have to admit that we're in a good like the band is like really together at the moment. We just came off that tour in November, which like was really cool and inspiring. So we're just like really excited to play. We're super excited to come. We're really over this is really cold here right now. We're happy to come to some warm country, and we're excited to play for you guys. And we're getting really
Yeah.
good response also from like social media. So it feels like people are excited for us to come over, and it's going to be great.
Mhm. You guys from the band, are you activate on social media? You like talking to fans a lot, or sometimes, just sometimes, or you used to uh,
Well,
answer some questions, or let some time for the day to look at the Instagram, and so hello, take a message to the public, to the fans. What's your relation with the fans on the social medias nowadays?
well, it's I try to I do like our graveyards Instagram. I'm like posting there, and I go in there every day and talk to people there. But there has been times in the back in the day where we were not so active, but it's been more fun lately actually. But and I try to respond to everyone who's writing us.
It's very nice.
Yeah,
We have to change because the world is changing.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
great. It's great to
Hmm.
hear it.
Mm.
And uh, the Latin American tour, you also are playing with Danko Jones.
Yeah.
So how did this partnership come about? And what do you think about his music? Tell us about a little bit of
Yeah,
this.
we played festivals together before, and it was like the booking agent came up with the idea of us going together. So it's just like we just got an email like, "Hey, do you like let's do Danko Jones and Graveyard in Latin America? Like, we do you want to do that?" So it was not our idea, but it was like, yeah, it's a good idea. Like, I think we can complement each other. Like we're different, but still, related musically, and yeah, they're cool, and it's gonna. I think they've been around like longer than us, so I think I really respect like that, and that's cool to me. I remember their songs like on from the early records when I was a kid a little bit. Like I feel like I don't know how long they've been around, but it's been around a while. I'm excited about it.
Oh,
Yeah, they seem
it's
like
great to hear this.
what?
It's great to hear this.
Yeah,
It's like a good partnership. So
yeah. Hmm.
mm, it's okay. So I have a question about the art of the albums, the video clips, like Breathe In, Breathe Out, like the ultimate twice. It's a perfect. I think that the band cares about the aesthetic, the art from the videos, from the albums. So I wanted to know who did the art from the albums, and what do you think about nowadays? Some bands are taking are made her art about with the AI, intelligence art,
Mm,
like
yeah.
without a person. Like, how do
Mm.
you think about this?
Yeah, well, I think it's super important. Like I'm the kind of person who would like I buy albums just because I like the cover. Like I go to record store and like this is a nice cover. Like I wanna I wanna hear like what if the cover is looking like this, I want to hear it. Like this is really important to me. And I think it sucks with AI because I think that you need to support like other artists. I think that we're all like a little bit of an intertwined. Like we need to help. like the graphic artists are out there. They're facing the same like struggles as we do, you know. And I think it's like to I like to reach out to graphic artists or uh, illustrators, you know, and I like to support. I feel good about giving them money to work with us because I know that they are. If they don't get any money, they're not going to develop. Like they're going to have to quit what they're doing, which would make everything bad. You know, like not bad, but like I'd rather have like all these people, you know, being able to do what they're doing, and I'm happy to give a little bit of our money to them, and then it just goes around and come. You know, what goes around comes around, I think. And also, I feel like most AI stuff I see, like I've seen some cool stuff, but mostly it like looks kind of bad to me. I've seen some stuff that I was like, "What is this AI? This is crazy! Like this looks like a real art," but a lot of times it looks bad to me. But mostly, I think it's like a ideologically. I think it's not wrong, but I think it's much better if you can like support other artists.
Yes, I agree with you because I think here in Brazil, I live in Curitiba, we also support the bands and the artists, the local artists.
Mm.
So I think it's very important. But some artists that I know using some how can I get something of AI to help
Mm.
them to sometimes process an idea, but they never let the AI make everything. So
No,
they are like painting painting and illustrating and using just as a support, the AI as a support for the job, not to do entire job.
no, no. I think it's
It's
gonna.
very important.
I think it's a little bit the same as back in the day, like the people were like upset about drum machines or something like that. But like, oh no, there's not going to be any more drummers. But it'll work out somehow.
Yes.
You just have to use it. I like. I bet you can find ways to use it that's just going to make things better. But I don't like. It's I don't like it when people are just being cheap or like trying to like cut costs, like not it just doesn't feel like it doesn't seem so sustainable for like the cultural sphere. If it's just going to be machines making everything, then it's just going to go downhill. But you can just you know but there used to be a big thing. I just came to think about it now, with the drum machine, like there people are really upset about the drum machine, but there's still plenty drummers, and there's drum machines, and it's working out. So
Yes, that's the word. So, which the name of the artist who made the albums of the graveyard, the arts? Which
there's
name of
been, there's been
there's a
different.
various, or you guys? I don't know.
The guy who made the last album, his name is Castor, and he's a Swedish guy he's that I think our drummer found him or so. He made a video. He started out because he made a video for our last album, to a song called "Please Don't." He made a video for that one, and he was like He's funny and like reliable. So we asked him to do this cover, and yeah, and then we've had a lot of different people. There was one guy called Ulf Lundén who made Hissing and Blues, and he made the album for Peace also. And the videos, there's a guy, his name is Max. He's working with Helicopters a bunch, and he's worked with Nick Andersson and his different bands there. And he made the videos for us, this last album, and with the one with the boat. And, so it's different people all the time, basically.
But it's great.
Yeah.
I love it. So congrats.
Good.
Let's see. I don't know what the time. What the time that we're finished. That let me do a lot. Another question here.
Yeah, I don't have any. There's no interview after this, so it doesn't matter if you.
Okay. Um, some different questions. Your music blends elements from the past with a contemporary touch. If you could invite any blues or rock legend for a jam session, who would it be, and what song would you play together?
Mhm. Well, I have like I think. Well, there's a. I think not to put any shade on our drummer, but I would, I think Mitch Mitchell from the Jimi Hendrix Experience, like, is that would be really cool to like play with him. He's I think is one of my favorite like musicians of all time. And Peter Green, also from Fleetwood Mac, would be like, I think he could really fit in with Graveyard. I think that's
Uh,
what's it called, the Green Manalichi. It's a song by Peter Green and Fleetwood Mac. I think that song is sort of like some that's like the what we're like aiming for. I think, like, or something. That's like the best song ever.
oh, great, great. And last one. After years of the road, what has been the most surreal or unexpected moment you have experienced as a band? Something you never imagined it to would happen to you in the tour all
Wow.
these years.
Well, there's so many things, but I came to think about. I listen a lot. I like country music a lot. Like American country music, and we when we toured with Opeth in the States, they picked this like all the craziest venues that they could find for to play, kind of smaller but like legendary places. So we played like the Apollo Theater in Harlem in New York, which is like kind of crazy. But we played the in Nashville. We played a Ryman Auditorium, which is also known as like the mother church of country music, which is where they did the Grand Ole Opry. And it's like an old, yeah, it's just a beautiful building that's just the home of country music. And we got to play there, which is so crazy to me when I think about it. Like, you would never ever think that our music, that our band from like Gothenburg, hard rock music from Gothenburg, would ever play there. It's wild to be like, where like
Oh,
Hank Williams would play, and like Willie, like, I don't know who else, but all the country legends played there, like, and us, which is wild.
your band, your music, it's awesome.
Mm.
I really, really love it. I don't, it's like a new to me, but I got, oh my gosh, I love this. I love
Mm.
everything from the band.
Wow.
So, when we went to Brazil the last time, do you remember some episodes that do you remember to stay in Brazil? Something what things happened and the audience because Brazilians used to be a lot of loud. We are like screaming a lot in the
Yeah.
show. So do you remember some episode or something that happened that time?
Well, I remember there was people had made like their own merch. Like that was, they were like they had like bandanas with graveyard, in like black bandanas with gold letters, graveyard written. Like, that was pretty cool. And well, we the last show we did, we now I'll tell this story all the time now because everyone's asking it. But we played in Rio on the last show of the last tour, and it was the same night as the final episode of Game of Thrones were airing. So, and we were supposed to go on stage at the exact same time. So the people of the venue, they told us that we had to we had to wait and play after the show instead. Which where at first we were like kind of what, like kind of bummed out about it, but then they put up a big screen in front of the stage, and it was outdoors, so it was a beautiful night and warm and everything, and they had a projector, so it was like they turned the whole venue into an outdoor cinema, and everyone was watching Game of Thrones instead of us. And then when the episode was done, we played. Well, that was a crazy thing, but it turned out well. It was nice, actually. It's one of the very strong memory. And
Oh, I never heard about this, but oh my gosh. At least the people are like enjoy the. I don't remember so much that this time of the episode. I remember the series, but I will not like when I go to a concert. I forgot the rest of the things. So
yeah, no, it was a little
and and
mixed
oh,
feelings.
yes, but it's different. It's like a fun. There was nice to be a fun night.
It was
So do you want to tell one more thing for the people, for the press, that I forgot to ask you? That
no.
a message?
I'm just like happy and grateful that you guys want us to come over and play with like you asked me what the craziest thing almost like throughout that ever happened, and I think it's that we once before could go to South America and play music. That's just wild to me, coming from Sweden to go all the way, that we have fans in Brazil, and that's really cool. And I'm really excited. I think we're all excited to come back to Brazil and the rest of Latin America also and play, and that we have fans over there is like so cool. And I was
Yeah.
just saying thank you, and like we we're on a really good in a really good flow and a really good place as a band right now. So I think we're gonna do like great shows, and you won't be disappointed. So
Okay.
hope to see you.
Your band, your band must the last the in the future. You guys must made a show in Curitiba, because I live in Curitiba. It's a
Oh,
city from the south of Brazil.
okay.
It's like it's not far from São Paulo or Rio de Janeiro, but it's a place more like Europe,
Hmm.
because of the people. So we like. I think you will the city. You act like some kind of your home, like Europe. It's like
Right. Yeah.
cities that remind Europe, because the
Okay.
people, the colonization. So
Hmm.
came to Curitiba.
Yeah, we'll keep that in mind for next time.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you very much.
Yeah. Thank you. Nice to talk
Thank
to you.
you.
All right.
Thank
Have
you
a
for your time.
good day.
Okay, good day.
Bye.